least 34 dead as massive winter storm leaves more than 1 million without power and bitter cold across much of U.S. A massive winter storm battered the U.S. on Friday with frigid temperatures, high winds and heavy snow, leaving at least 34 people dead, knocking out power to over 1 million customers and wrecking holiday plans from coast to coast. The storm, expected to intensify throughout Friday as it barrels through the Midwest and East, is making for grim road conditions with poor visibility and ice-covered streets. Coastal flooding is also an issue, particularly along the shorelines of the Northeast. All modes of travel, planes, trains and automobiles, were being disrupted. There were hundreds of miles of road closures and flight cancellations were growing rapidly. In New York, flooding along the Long Island Railroad forced part of the Long Beach branch to temporarily shut down. Christmas is canceled, said Mick Saunders, a Buffalo, New York, resident who was 2 hours into blizzard conditions that are expected to last through Sunday morning. All family and friends agreed it's safer this way. In north-central Kansas, 3 people were killed in separate car crashes on Wednesday evening. 1 death was confirmed to be weather-related, and 2 were believed to be weather-related but need more investigation, according to Kansas Highway Patrol spokesperson Lieutenant Candace Brashears. In Kansas City, 1 person died after losing control of their Dodge Caravan on icy roads Thursday afternoon, according to the Kansas City Police Department. The Dodge went down the embankment, over the cement retaining wall and landed upside down, submerged in Brush Creek, police said in a statement. In Kentucky, 3 people died due to the storm, including 2 in vehicle crashes and the other a housing insecure person in Louisville, Governor Andy Beshear said. The man's body was found outside with no obvious signs of trauma and an autopsy would determine the cause of death, police said. And in Ohio, 4 people have died as a result of weather-related auto accidents and several others have been injured, according to Governor Mike DeWine. Life-threatening cold has pushed all the way to the Gulf Coast and the Mexican border, with below-zero wind chills reported as far south as Austin and Atlanta. Many locations in the eastern U.S. are in for their coldest Christmas Eve in decades as the Arctic blast reaches its peak. More than 1 million customers in the U.S. are experiencing power outages amid the winter weather and frigid temperatures, according to the website poweroutage.us. Maine, New Hampshire, New York, Virginia and Pennsylvania have the most outages. In all, more than 200 million people in the U.S. were under wind chill alerts from the Canadian border to the Mexican border and from Washington state to Florida, with below-zero wind chills expected in the southeast by Friday. Other winter weather alerts are in effect for blizzard conditions, ice, snow as well as flooding. The National Weather Service's Watch Warning graphic depicts one of the greatest extensive winter weather warnings and advisories ever, the agency said Thursday. Record cold Christmas Eve for many, notably, parts of Montana, South Dakota and Wyoming have already seen wind chills below -50 degrees Fahrenheit in the past 2 days. The entire state of Texas was seeing temperatures below freezing by early Friday afternoon, according to weather observations from around the state. New York Governor Kathy Hochul warned residents about the epic, statewide hazard of winter weather. I called it a kitchen sink storm because it is throwing everything at us but the kitchen sink, Hochul said at a press conference Friday afternoon. We've had ice, flooding, snow, freezing temperatures, and everything that Mother Nature could wallop at us this weekend. For Brian Trzeciak, the storm was living up to the warnings at his home in Hamburg, New York. Buffalo's airport, just to the north, reported zero visibility shortly after noon on Friday, whiteout conditions, frigid temperatures. And the waves are like what you would see during a hurricane, he told CNN. He and his family decided to cancel their Christmas plans because of the dangers from the storm. My mother lives about 30 minutes away and so does my sister and her family, in the other direction, he said. We always get together for Christmas Eve and Christmas, but we're all hunkering down in our houses until it all stops on Monday. Driving bans are in place in Erie, Genesee, Niagara and Orleans counties in western New York because of whiteout conditions. As many as 250 people could be stranded in their cars in Erie County in a situation that Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown said put first responders at unnecessary risk. Brown told CNN Friday night that forecasts call for 36 to 48 inches of snow. The area has had wind gusts of 79 miles per hour. Many will experience a cold holiday unlike any other. Atlanta, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh and Tallahassee, Florida, are all forecast to have their coldest high temperature ever recorded on December 24, according to the National Weather Service. Washington, D.C. is forecast to see its second coldest Christmas Eve, only behind 1989. In New York, it will be the coldest Christmas Eve since 1906. Chicago is expecting temperatures to rebound above zero, but will still experience its coldest Christmas Eve since 1983.